Alright guys, welcome to another beer review, and I didn't want to stop the song because I've just been listening to music in my room. I'll have to stop it now so I don't get a copyright strike. Sitting in my room, having a couple of beers, thinking about things, and then Ice Cube's It Was a Good Day came on, and a fun, clueless drink of fact for you. I am so white that I know each and every word to that song. It's probably the greatest rap song in history. But anyway, we're not here to talk about my whiteness. We're here to talk about craft beer. And I need to stop just in case someone misinterprets that as slightly racist. Not my intention, I assure you. And this is a beer that I was supposed to be potentially doing a review with Chris from On the 10th and Joe from the Beer Patrol. But unfortunately with my schedule at work, it's a bit hard to be able to do. I mean, I could do live streams here and there if it's with the UK guys, but with Joe being in America, New York, with Joe being in New York, and then what the fuck, and Chris being in Canada, although just on the other side of the border, the time difference makes it a little bit hard for me to be able to do those. Unfortunately, it's getting to the point now where I've had this beer for a little bit longer than I wanted to. Not even a month. But, you know, I want to drink it before the hops potentially begin to fade. And I'm hoping that I've got it just at its, peak. Because a lot of these beers, unfortunately, can just be too young when they're released. And you just get harsh hop burn on the back end. They taste a little bit too green. So fingers crossed this is going to be tasting nice. That being said, people who were drinking this a lot fresher were saying that this is the best this beer's ever tasted. And yeah, so I'm sure it's going to be a damn good beer. The only thing is, because this is from the Mikkeller Beer Club box, of course. And I had two other hazy New England IPAs in that box from Mikkeller San Diego, which this beer is from as well. And they didn't taste right to me. There was just something missing on them. And I personally think they were just a little bit too fresh, if that makes sense. But yeah, I heard a lot of good things about this one when it was originally produced and with the recent batch. So it's Mikkeller San Diego. I absolutely love Mikkeller Brewing San Diego. I think they're doing an absolutely wonderful job. And this is a can of the wonderfully named Resting Brew Face with Harry and Sally on the bottle, looking very unimpressed with, is that a tasting board? Or something to do with bondage? I think it's a tasting board. Or maybe a mash paddle. I'm not too sure. But they don't look happy, do they? Oi, 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 oi. Trouble in paradise. But this is a... What the hell am I talking about? This is a double dry hopped New England style IPA clocking in at 9.1%. And yeah, this came with the Mikkeller Beer Club box for August. So I've reviewed a few of the beers from the box. I'm breaking the habit of reviewing every beer that I have. It's nice, surprise, surprise, to be able to enjoy a beer. And I do apologise about the setup. I really need to get this sorted out. So yeah, hopefully the quality is okay. But anyway, yeah, Mikkeller San Diego, the Mikkeller Beer Club. If you're interested by any of the beers that I've had in both the Mikkeller Beer Club and Beer Mail boxes, there is a referral link down below. So if you're in the UK or in Europe actually, you can get yourselves a nice little discount. And it helps me out too, and I do genuinely appreciate that. So I'm going to be using my Track Brewing glass. And let's see what we get with this beer. So it's looking like I was expecting it to look. It's hazy as hell. It looks a bit more vibrant because the light is shining directly on it. What I'm seeing is a little bit more on the murky, turbid side. Sort of got that sort of like coppery, dirty water look actually on camera. But yeah, lovely sort of like pale, lemony sort of looks. It reminds me of lemon curd almost. Maybe a little bit of peach in there as well. But yeah, it's got a lovely haziness, nice and turbid. So let's see what we get on the nose. No head to speak of on that pour. So on the nose, oh, it's got that sort of like fermented, slightly past its best garlic sort of aroma. But then there's these lovely tropical fruits coming in underneath. Loads of blood orange in this one. Big hits of grapefruit as well. A little bit of mango chutney, because it's got a little bit of like heat to it on the nose. Dip your nose in it, Peter. That's going to add to the flavour. But yeah, it's got like lovely sort of lemon sherbet characters to it on the nose. Really, really nice. It's not in your face. It's not bombastic. And it's not, you know, too overboard. Because some of these beers, as much as I love them, they could just be like just total fruit aroma where it's like almost, is this even a beer? Is this even a beer? But this, yeah, those hops are executed beautifully in this one. So yeah, it smells absolutely wonderful. I'm not getting any of that 9% ABV on the nose either. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. The best thing about this beer is the simplicity of it. It's so sticky on the back end, but it doesn't have that sort of like really pronounced resiny sort of West Coast flavour to it, but it still has a lovely sort of oily stickiness. There's no way on this planet that this is a 9.1% beer. There's just no ABV detection at all. It's so smooth and mellow and velvety and luxurious. I love it when these beers taste like this. I don't need over the top fruitiness all the time. I don't need like a fresh bottle of breakfast juice every time I have a beer that looks like this. Because it's just so easy to do that. And if you love those beers, fair enough. I love them too. You know, it sometimes when I'm talking about these hazy beers, it all depends obviously what you've had like a few like that up to a week previously of like beers that you've been drinking and stuff, and obviously it depends on how you're feeling on the day. But I absolutely love it when we get these IPAs and pale ales that have a really pronounced bitterness on the back end, because I've been missing that. Do you know what I mean? It's been loads of tropical fruits, loads of soft, sweet fruitiness. It's more sweet on the back end as opposed to bitterness, to the point where it's like, I've literally paid nearly £10 for a can of juice. You know, those beers are great when you're in the mood for them. But this just reins it in, utilises the hops beautifully. It has a wonderful, bold, smooth body to it. And then there's a lovely hoppy bitterness on the back end. You get that slight oniony, garlicky sort of savoury edge. But it's so small, so concise. Yeah, this is just one of those. It's like they've been brewing this beer for years and they perfected it a long time ago and they can just bring it out again and again and again. It genuinely baffles me, and it's quite scary as well to think that this is a 9.1% beer and it's drinking so smooth and easy. Loads of lovely citrusy tones, sweet citrusy tones in there. Bit of a mango chutney because there's still that slight spiciness which bleeds into this oniony, garlicky, dank edge. But then it doesn't go completely West Coast, and it doesn't go completely, extreme, hazy New England style. I think we're coming to a point now where breweries, they've realised that they don't need to be over the top. And this is just so beautifully executed. I think this is absolutely wonderful. It really, really is. The IPAs that we've got in the Mikkeller August box have been fantastic. I mean, Green Ferrari by the Veil was just beautiful. And this is just as good, if not better. See, this to me, I'm not jumping around the room, basically because if I stood up, you'd see that I'm just in my boxer shorts, which is something not too many people will want to see. Plus, I'm not like really an excitable person anyway. But inside, I am just like screaming. There's like images in my head of me ripping my t-shirt off and shouting at old people. Do you know what I mean? Running around the streets half bollock naked. But I'm just like, yes, I'm content. I'm happy. And these are beers that I love to drink over and over again. It's absolutely wonderful. It just looks fantastic, doesn't it? It's just really beautifully done. There's even like a peach element in there. I'm not a fan of peach. I don't like the flavour of peach. I don't like the texture of peach. The smell of peach is just annoying. It's an annoying fruit. But even like the slight peach aspect on this beer, it just works. There's such a lovely balance. And it's restrained. Do you know what I mean? It's not over the top. And I really think that's the way to go forward with these sorts of beers. Yeah, it's great to have this like gimmicky. This is the hoppiest beer you'll ever taste. It is literally like drinking breakfast juice. Bring it on. I'll drink gallons of that. But to ease my soul and satisfy me from the inside, give me a hazy IPA like this. I want more of this sort of stuff. It's mellowed out really nicely. I'd imagine I'm drinking it at its optimal age. I'd like to think I am. Being a bit poncy there, but I don't care. So yeah, Resting Brewface from Mikkeller San Diego. They've knocked it out of the park once again. It's 10 out of 10 beer. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love that beer. It's so pillowy and smooth, and it's like it's slowly cuddling the inside of your palate and saying, "Love me." That's exactly what this beer is doing. It's the subtleties and slight intricacies that really make this beer. And yeah, 10 out of 10. If you've tried it, let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. I'm sure both Chris and Joe will probably still do a live review of this one, so if they've done that by the time I've uploaded it, their links will be down below. Check out Mikkeller San Diego, check out Mikkeller, check out my Mikkeller playlist, check out Keith Shaw for another piece of wonderful artwork. Use that referral link, get yourself some really world-class beer for a good price, and more importantly, I hope you'll join me next time for another beer review. Anyway, thank you for watching. I shall hopefully see you all later. Knocked it out the park. I'm not going to do that again because that's fucking annoying.